Hi, I'm Wesley, and I would like to welcome you once again to an episode of Cooking for the Yum of It. Today I'm going to try to finally get the Grandma's Sunday roast chicken with potatoes done without anything happening. I'm beginning to think the recipe is cursed because the first time I try to make it, the power goes out. Second time I was going to make it, I get a really bad stomach flu. So hopefully third time's the charm. Let's get started. Now, as you see, I do have the crock pot liner in, and the first step is to slice the potatoes, for which I will be using my wonderful veggie bullet. This was a gift from someone, I don't remember who, so if you're watching this, please remind me. It was when I moved from Stockton to Sacramento. So here we go, let's slice this first potato. Last time I used this, if you saw the episode, is when I did the vegetable tian, which I was going to. Final potato. As I was saying, the tian I made last time was the vegetable side dish I had with the steak à poivre, which is just a fancy French way of saying pepper steak. Came out really good, if I do say so myself. The potato was sliced kind of funny, so I don't want funny potatoes in my chicken. Now you want to layer these potatoes in the slow cooker. I'll show you when I'm done with them and the garlic, because garlic should go in just about everything. Now this recipe calls for 6 cloves of garlic. The first 2 get chopped and mixed in with the potatoes. I don't know if you remember, all the cooking I started doing, I learned these really interesting kitchen, I think they call them hacks. Easy way to help peel a clove of garlic is to press on it until the peel breaks, and then take off that tiny little bit of the stem, I suppose it is, that I do not want. Oh, well, you know, that had an extra clove in it there. Anyway, the more you cook, the more you learn. Okay, now for the slicing of the garlic. Now, I haven't been getting a whole lot of comments about my recipes, so I thought I'd let you know. If you ask a question in the comments, I will answer it on my next episode. But if you're afraid someone will see that you commented, and you don't want anyone to know that you watch my show, that's alright. Everyone has something they're afraid of. Although if you're going to be afraid of something, why be afraid of letting people know? Okay. You like watching a homemade, very amateur cooking show that I'm doing. Now, here you, like I said, you've got the potatoes and the garlic layered inside the slow cooker. Now, we add just some salt and some pepper here. I like pepper, but we don't want too much. And salt is just a funny thing. You add too much, it's too salty. You don't add enough, and it's completely tasteless and bland. So this is a trial and error, subtle science, exact art thing. Thank you, Professor Snape. Now we take our chicken, and we're going to take out the giblets. Now, see if there's anything else in there. Check them from this end. I know there are people out there making all sorts of nasty comments in a fun way. Don't worry, I'm thinking them myself as we speak. Okay, we got out. The last time I tried to make this, I ended up giving the chicken livers to an upstairs neighbor. I could have given them to my cat. But as I understand it, while cats can eat chicken liver, the problem is that if they eat too much, they will get vitamin A poisoning, which is apparently a thing with cats. And I didn't want to risk it, so I gave it to my friend's, my upstairs neighbor, who has a dog, and dogs can eat chicken liver all they want. Now, before we start anything else, let's make sure the chicken is as dry as we can get it. Because after that's a little icky spot there. After I'm done cooking it in the slow cooker, I'm going to try something not mentioned in the cookbook. And I'm going to put it in the broiler on high for about 5 minutes at a time until it gives it a nice golden brown color. Okay, let me get another couple of paper towels here, because it doesn't look all that. It looks kind of pale in the picture that came in the book. Oh, I missed the chicken liver. At least I think that was a chicken liver. I'm more of a gizzard person myself. There was used to be a restaurant in Stockton where I used to live with my grandparents called the Chicken Kitchen at Pollardville, and they had the best chicken gizzards I have ever had. My grandmother was more into the chicken livers, but I was more of a gizzard person. So she'd get the fried livers and I'd get the fried gizzards, and we'd both be happy. Okay, here we've got our chicken. And what we're going to need to do now, hold on please. Now we take the other 4 cloves of garlic and we peel those. Okay, there we go. Now if anything winds up on the floor, don't worry. That's why science invented the broom. and the mop, and I always clean up after myself whenever I cook. But I also have a little my wastebasket next to me, so I can throw the kitchen waste away as it comes up. Okay, you've seen me peel enough garlic cloves, so let's skip ahead. Okay, here we've got all of our garlic peeled. We'll be slicing onion in half. Not onion, lemon. This is not an onion, that is a lemon. Ooh. That smells very lemony. Doesn't smell oniony at all. Okay, now we're going to take some salt. A little salt on that side. A little salt on the other side. A little salt on the inside. And we do the same with our pepper. Now we take one onion, lemon, why do I keep calling it a lemon? An onion. Our 4 cloves of garlic, the other half of our lemon, got it right that time. Now we're going to get a pinch of the herbes de Provence to go on the inside. Wipe our hands off on the handy towel we keep available for such things. And we take off some kitchen twine, about 1 yard, or as my mother always measured, from the tip of your nose to the end of your thumb. Did anyone else learn to measure a yard that way? From what I understand, it comes from the time of Henry VIII. Apparently, what we think of as a foot is based on the measurement of his foot. What we think of as an inch is his measurement for that first knuckle there. And apparently there were 12 of those in the length of one of Henry VIII's feet. So we're still using a measuring system that goes all the way back to the 16th century. Now let's tie up our chicken's legs nice and tight. Now we're going to take how much was that? Get my tablespoon. The lemon is trying to escape. Maybe it's mad because I called it an onion earlier. I'm going to take a tablespoon of olive oil. Oh, sorry about that. Make sure we're still in focus. Pour that on the chicken and spread that all over your bird. And wipe your hands off again. So you can, actually I don't know why, so you can adjust the camera and watch the chicken go into the slow cooker. And we take sorry about that. Another pinch of herbes de Provence. That's going to be so good. Whoop. Put the lid on the slow cooker. Plug that baby in. And now we're going to cook this on low for 6 hours. So manual, temperature low, and start. Now when this is done, 6 hours from now, you will have our lovely provençale chicken with lemon and potatoes. It's an interesting thing, herbes de Provence, I'm reading from the label here, is let's see, a combination of common herbs from the Provence region of France, is in the southeast tip of France, bordering on Italy and encompassing the French Riviera. These traditional herbs were first combined in the 1970s. Oh, one of my favorite decades. Herbes de Provence is popular for grilled foods, but can also be used for roasting, as in chicken, or in soups, gravies, stews. It is a rarely used seasoning after cooking, like with salt and pepper. It contains rosemary, lavender, basil, thyme, marjoram, bay leaf, sage, savory, fennel, and oregano. So how about that? Anyway, I'll see you in about 6 hours. Okay, it's been 3 hours and God, that smells fantastic. Hi. We still have some time before the chicken is ready, but there are a few extra things I want to serve with the chicken. One of them is I'm going to be making some biscuits. These are not made from scratch. These come from a can. But I will also be using my Instant Pot to do some steamed vegetables to go with the chicken and the potatoes. So let's get that ready. Okay, this is the simplest thing I'll be making, that and the biscuits. First, you take a cup of bone broth, beef flavored bone broth. Now you can use water, you can use chicken bone broth, or any kind of broth you want. I'm using this because I had it on hand and I saw no reason to get something else. I'm not only trying to cook food that's delicious, I'm also trying to cook food that's economical. Waste not, want not. Thank you, President Woodrow Wilson. Okay. I'm not going to start it yet, but if I were, it would be a pressure cook. I would set it for 2 minutes, and then it would take time to build up the pressure, and then it would cook for the 2 minutes, and then it would be done. But I'm going to wait until I've got the biscuits cooking, because it'll take some time for the pressure to build up to get to high pressure before it will actually start counting down from 2 minutes. So for now, let's unplug this and wait for the oven to preheat so I can put the biscuits in. Okay, the biscuits are now in the oven, so pressure cook, set temperature for timing for 2 minutes, and we let it go from there. Okay, it has now been the full 6 hours. The vegetables are done, so are the biscuits. They're kept on warm. And now I am going to broil the chicken. I'm going to start off at 5 minutes at a time until it's a little brown. Ooh. Oh, that smells wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, anyone who's ever cooked chicken, pardon me, in a slow cooker should know that the meat becomes so tender it literally falls off the bone like melted butter. But that's when I've added extra liquid into the crock pot. I haven't done that this time, so we will see if the effect is the same. Oh, so far so good, so far so good, so far so good. Yes! It stayed to... Oh! one of the wings broke off. So let's take that out of there. I don't think I'll put this one in the broiler with the rest of the chicken, but I don't want it to go to waste. The broiling part is purely for cosmetics, so not essential to the cooking of the chicken. Now, as for the potatoes, I'm going to use, pardon me, my slotted spoon here to take the potatoes out of the slow cooker and arrange them here. I don't know if you can see that on the serving platter. I really do wish you could be here to smell it. It just smells so fantastic. I'm hoping my roommates will enjoy this. Don't those look delicious? I know there's probably a few people out there who will say they don't, but if I cared what other people think, oh my, well, let's not go into that. Okay, that's all of the potatoes I can get without shredding the slow cooker. So, oops, sorry about that. Okay, now let's get this into position. I'm going to take, this is another reason, aside from cleaning, that makes the slow cooker liner so useful. Ooh. Very careful if you make this yourself, because it's very hot. But it makes there we go. It makes transferring the juices from the slow cooker to the saucepan here so much easier. Okay. Now you see that the chicken has finished browning on boil, and I didn't turn off the timer. So let's untruss our chicken. Oh, those rotisserie chickens at the grocery store have nothing on this. Okay, now we're going to transfer, before we do that, before we transfer the chicken onto the platter with the potatoes, I'm going to need to take out the lemons. See, I didn't call them onions this time. Because we're going to use those for making the sauce. And now we will transfer and put the camera into better position. We will transfer the chicken Doesn't that look good? And we are also going to cover our chicken with foil as we prepare the sauce. Get that out of the way. Now, I'm not sure. I have so many different options for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Actually, I think for Thanksgiving I will be doing at least a roast turkey breast. I think for Christmas I'd rather do a ham. Let's unplug all of that. Okay. Now, alright, since the oven and the stove top to which it is connected is still a bit warm, you can use that. Oop. The glass dish is still a bit hot and I don't want to burn my fingers. So let's put on our oven mitts so I can clear some space. Now we're going to take sauce that accumulated on our slow cooker. And we're going to bring this to a low or medium low. Number 2 on my dial. I remember my grandma's stove was so much better. It had all of the different wheels actually on it. They actually, each one said low, medium, medium, high, high, medium. It was just so much easier, and what I'd like to do, of course that stove is probably long gone. Whoever bought the house after my grandma sold it. But I need to find my cornstarch, so I'm going to put you on hold for a second. Okay, here we're going to need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I like to round it off. There was a friend of mine who thought that was rather dumb, but I'm fine with it. He never objected to the food or how I prepared it, but he thought certain aspects of my cooking were dumb. And now we're going to take 2 tablespoons cold water. This actually is. I had this chilling in the refrigerator. Oh, sorry about the noise. Now I couldn't find it's probably somewhere in one of the other drawers, but I didn't feel like looking for it all over again. Okay. And if you didn't know better, that would look like milk. But we all know better. Now let me get the butter. All of the best food always has butter in it. Butter makes just about everything better. Okay. I should have gotten this out earlier and prepared, but I am sorry I did not. Okay. Now make sure I got this in the right position so you can see. Pour the cornstarch water mixture into the liquid here. Sounds like a bell. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Sorry about that. I thought it was funny. And 1 tablespoon of butter. My angle was a bit off, but okay, put that in there. Now the reason we saved the lemons, because we're going to squeeze that into the mixture, but it's very hot, so I'm going to get one of my kitchen gloves. That's the wrong glove. Now, I don't want any seeds to get in, so yeah, okay. I'll be squeezing it over a mesh sieve. There's not going to be a lot of lemon juice. This is just for a tiny bit of extra added flavor. Now you want this on a... Actually, I moved it, when I said low, I moved it from 2 to 1. It was starting to boil too much, and I didn't want it to boil. I just wanted it to keep hot and simmering. Bring you over here to take a look at this. Oh, wow. Okay, I cannot find the, maybe it's in here. I'm looking for the small whisk. Here we go. It had to be somewhere. Oh, just look at that. It's... lemony. Yeah, that way. Now with the whisk, if there are, not that I see any, but if there are any lumps, we can get rid of them. And now we take our sauce and we drizzle it over our chicken and potatoes. Even my cat is going crazy over the smell. It just smells so fantastic. And there. Oh. Now there's still some sauce in here, and I don't want to waste a drop of it, so get your scraper. And you can get more of the sauce. Help spread that a little. Now you don't have to. Technically, this sauce part is optional. And maybe next time I won't cook it. Maybe I will. Don't worry, my hands are clean. Yeah. So that's it. Grandma's Sunday roast chicken provençale. I will dish up, and you all take a look, and we'll decide how delicious it is. And there, way more light, is tonight's dinner: chicken provençale with potatoes served with a Normandy blend of vegetables and a nice little biscuit. Well, it's all done. I'm going to do the part of cooking I love the best, the eating. Okay. Let me take... Very... You can taste the lemon, and the herb blend is just fantastic. And I'm actually surprised the chicken did not fall apart like melting butter, because that's how it's going in my mouth. Like melted butter. Although, next time, excuse me, I will add a little bit more water rather than the 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of water, because the sauce this way is a little thick, a little pasty, but all in all, it came out really well. Now the potatoes, oh yeah, that's good. I'm actually wondering if I were to cook just the potatoes with the Provençal and all the other ingredients being the same, I could make Provençal mashed potatoes. I think that would work out well. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope to see you next time. Please like and subscribe. And feel free to comment down below. And until then, remember, eat and enjoy.